Alright, Final Destination 3 time. Now, this one is one that have a long. I've had a long liking for this movie in a way because as a kid, in 2006, whenever this came out, I didn't see it whenever it came out because I was really young, but this movie stuck with me without even seeing it because I was so scared whenever I saw this movie start coming out with the marketing and the poster and all that, and about it, like learning what happens in it, like these people die on a roller coaster, and I saw scenes from it in like a commercial or a trailer, and it made me really nervous to go on a literal roller coaster. And I've been on roller coasters before that, but this kind of stopped me from ever going on roller coasters at that time. Now I have now had gone on roller coasters since, but I love how a movie like this, the third film in a horror franchise, something like this affected me in a way that I did not. Like in real life, it affected me because I was legitimately scared of roller coasters watching scenes from this before even watching the whole movie. Just seeing like clips of the roller coaster going off and people dying on it. I thought that that felt so real. Like that was gonna happen to me if I went on one. And I thought that it really stuck with me in a way. And then I finally watched the movie. I don't know. I'd say like 4 or 5 years later, and this one has stuck with me the most because of that. Just because it's kept in real life with me in a way. Like I've just have that thought in my mind that, oh, I've remembered this since I was a kid because I was so scared of it. And I thought that watching the movie itself now, of course, I'm not scared of it. But as a kid, you've got such bigger thoughts about stuff like that's probably not that bad. And this was a good example of that, where it's not really scary at all. It's just the thought of it as a kid. It's more affecting than an adult. But this movie, I think, is the third film in the franchise, and I think that honestly, it's, I guess, another step down, but it's still really close to the other two movies. This one is the first standalone one where it doesn't connect like one and two connected in terms of the story. But this one didn't. It was literally just about new set of characters, and the same story happens in the first two. Just a woman gets on a roller coaster, has a premonition, and then she gets out of the premonition after everybody dies, and then gets off with a few select people, and then they start dying off one by one. It's the same story as the other ones, but the characters in this, the reason why I think it's a step down from the last two, and just a small little amount step down, is that the characters become increasingly less likable. Because in this one, like in the last one, I feel like I like the characters a little more because they were a step down from the first one. But I think the characters in the second movie I liked a little more, side characters, because they were more angry about the situation that's going on, about them surviving this, than these characters. Because these characters are either just dicks or stupid or annoying. And besides the main characters, the main two, besides Wendy and Kevin, all the other characters are either annoying or obnoxious or stupid. And it really annoys me that they, like, it's still entertaining. The movie is still entertaining, but that to me makes it go down a tiny bit more. But they're still close to the same level of fun. But I've got to point out that that is a factor in this movie that makes me go, okay, this is a tiny step down from the last two, but it's still close to the first two, if you know what I mean. Because, like, these characters, like, for example, the sister character of Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character, she is really annoying, her sister, and she is just a douchebag. Like, the way she talks to her sister and the way like, the sister didn't even do anything. Wendy doesn't even do anything to her, but the sister is just so obnoxious and so rude and so bratty, and it's just like, man, you were just so unlikable. And then, like, the two characters who die in the tanning salon, Ashley and Ashlyn, I think are their names. Funny how they're so close, but their characters are written to where they're just pretty faces, but they're really stupid in this movie. Just how the characters are written, and stupid and just so brainless that it's annoying to watch them, honestly. And then the character Ian, who is this emo-looking motherfucker who, to me, I don't know why he bothers me the most, but he's just so whiny and annoying, and I think that, yeah, I mean, it's warranted in some instances why he's annoying, but in this, he's just really, really bothers me for some reason. And the guy Frankie Cheeks, which is a weird, dumb name, is a womanizer who's just a douchebag, and just every woman he goes to says like is just so inappropriate in a way that's that annoys me so much. So all of these characters, the side characters, are really way more unlikable than the last two. But I'm not gonna lie, because I do enjoy Mary Elizabeth Winstead's performance really, really much, so much in this movie, and I think that's what gravitates it more towards the how it's close to the first two in terms of fun, entertaining. Because her performance in this was really, really, really good. I thought that she, for this type of movie, for a horror movie that's usually not well written, it's not a this franchise is not a franchise that's known for its writing or anything, but she, kind of like how in the second one, how the main character was like that too. How she was very, like, she brought so much, even though the script was hokey, like, her performance brought it. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think, brought that too. Like, she brought such a great, kind of raw performance, just how this character is going through so much shit, and you legitimately feel like heartbroken for her, because she loses her boyfriend, and then she loses her friends, and everybody's dying around her, and it's really sad. And it's really because of her performance. Like, her performance really makes it seem genuine. Like, she's got a very genuine personality, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead does, like, in her acting. I love her in a lot of movies. But in this, like, this is, I don't know if this is one of her first films. I know she did maybe one or two before this movie. But she's really, really good, and really, I think, above this material, quote unquote, because she just brings so much emotion to it, and she seems so genuine and so kind, and I like how she deals with that in an acting way, and I like how, even though all the characters in this movie it's written like it's not that great, but I think that she brings so much to it. Kind of like how the first two main actors did too, in the first two movies. But I thought she was so good in this movie and so riveting. And I think that the movie itself, besides that, there's not much else to take note on. It's just the same thing from the last two movies. Just characters die in premonition, get off the roller coaster, start dying in different ways. And the ending is like the other two, so it's like there's not much else to talk about in this movie besides that the characters were douchey, the side characters, but the main character was great. Ryan Merriman was fine as Kevin too, but he wasn't like somebody who has, like, I felt like Mary Elizabeth Winstead had, like, she put her all into this performance, and I think it really shows, really genuinely. But overall, that's really all I could say about this one. This one's kind of lackluster in the fact that it's the same plot. The only thing I could think of talking about was that the characters were more annoying, but the main character was great. So it's a weird mixed bag, but I think as a whole it's really fun like the other two, and entertaining, and has a great performance. So I think that really makes me like it as much as the first two, despite the douchebagginess of, like, these side characters. But overall, it's definitely a fun one. It's really entertaining still. I can get past the little gripes. Nothing else to note, really, but so this is all I'm going to say for the third one. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. The final destination, the fourth one, is next, so I'll talk to you next time.